Hello everyone, welcome to the STC Ultimate Ascension Reborn 2026. I'm here commentating Arcie versus Icey, our first match of the tournament. I'm really excited to be back. Yeah, we have a great match today, actually a rematch of an Ultimate Ascension match, which Arcie won 5-0, so Icey's looking to change the tides here in this rematch. We have a great lineup lined up, and I am encountering some internet issues recently, so hopefully that doesn't affect the spectating performance too much. I'm just watching practice one here. Watching both competitors try to get used to the map. Iceman's no longer in the server. Not quite sure what that's about. Yeah, so just forgive the little moments of awkwardness. I am just getting back into the streaming business. Kind of forgot how all this ran, you know? I'm really excited to be back. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to be back watching these great matches. And personally, to commentate on the match itself, I do have Arcie winning it 5-0. I do have him sweeping Icy Man yet again like he did in the Ultimate Ascension. Yeah. Laser tag. I specifically do have Arcie winning. But, you know, laser tag is one of those skipless maps where, you know, everyone can get good at laser tag. Everyone is solid at laser tag, so it really does depend on the performance of the day. Let's get on to P2 here. Ooh, Icy Man's flicking a lot. I don't know exactly what's going on there. They both died the first corner cut. Obviously, still practice. These guys will be taking it a lot safer in rounds, but it is interesting to note. Wow, Iceman. Yeah, already DNF. Didn't even get 22 seconds into the map. Do apologize again for the lag spikes, the internet spikes, whatever may be happening. Can't quite check what server it is, but I do think this is US server, so my ping is a little questionable. I see Arcie, taking plenty of practice here on laser tag just to refine his lines. Maybe he didn't practice as much, super much before heading into the match. He did just wake up, you know, about an hour ago. Iceman was very pushing on getting this match done, so obviously I don't think either of them got exactly the practice that would be ideal for them. But we will be heading on to round one. Alright, round one. The first match, the first run of the Ultimate Ascension Reborn. Obviously, Arcie, as this is US server, will be a couple tenths behind Icey to start. Ooh, Icy Man slips immediately. Wow. Unfortunate death there. Got past all the corner cuts he needed to. Just slipped on straightaway. Arcie's going to take this IGT with a 23-2. Again, the lag on my end. Couldn't quite visualize that amazingly, but obviously both these guys are recording. Touches will be checked after. All that should be taken care of. So 23-2, obviously not an amazing time, but I'm sure with, you know, the ping, that was certainly a 22 on Arcie's end. Round two here. Iceman a little worrying in practice and in round one. Strange deaths. Hopefully he can turn that around here. Arcie may be slightly catching up to him, but at least he's staying alive here. Wow, they tie for 23-0 IGT. Icey did look quite a bit ahead, even IGT-wise, so maybe he's encountering some lag at the end there specifically. But, yeah. Round 3 here. Arcie already finishing out 2 solid runs. Maybe the first run wasn't quite at the caliber he would like, though. 23-2. Not ideal, especially if you're proving you can get 23 O's IGT. Icey on a solid run here, keeping his own better than last time. Wow, 23-0 for him, 23-2 for Arcie. Kind of, you know, more times I'm kind of expecting. I'm not explicitly sure on the ping of either of these guys, so all I know is that I do think this is a US server, so the ping should be in Icey Man's favor here. You know, that does help most people, but for some people, they actually do like having the ping disadvantage. I know for one, I actually like playing on worse ping. I feel like, you know, it kind of motivates me a little bit. Icey Man will finish round 4 here, already locking in a 23-0 average. IGT is going to be hoping for a sub 23. If we're on the ping, if he's on the ping we think he is on, these 23 O's are just not going to cut it. Arcie, you know, keeping it solid with the 23-100 average. Obviously, with the ping differential, that probably is advantageous over Icey. So I think both of them will really like a clean run here, especially Icey. Both these guys are very, very capable of 22-8s. Two of some of the top movement players. Oh, Arcie. Yeah, much better run here than Icey. Oh, but Icey actually gets a 22-9, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the ping here. This is definitely one of the most interesting matches I've ever watched in terms of ping. But Icey Man does exactly what he needed to. Got a 22-9. We're now heading on to map 2 Northern Cliffs, where these guys are going to be doing M9 strats. Wow, Arcie already hits double. I see Icey Man is going for single. I don't think he knows that, you know, what an Icey avatar is. I don't think he knows those strategies, so he's just going for single M9. He is pretty consistent at the second one, but Arcie doing the first M9 at the start here with Icey avatar is going to be saving him a lot of time. It's going to be saving him a lot of struggle. Maybe it's slightly less consistent in terms of deaths, but I think this will be, you know, they'll make it enough to where the slight loss of consistency is going to be worth it. So I do favor Arcie on this, but Icey's consistency at the second M9 is a bit promising. Again, I think he would be a lot better in an Icey avatar. I'm not quite sure why he's using meta. Isn't that ironic? Icey is actually not aware of Icey avatars and their strengths. Just as I was complimenting his commentator curse is coming in strong here. I do wonder if he will ever switch to that Icey avatar, and I don't know. Nope, doesn't look like he is. Hopefully y'all are still with me. I am, just didn't change. Are you listening to commentary? We can't be listening to commentary. He's not listening to commentary live, so I'm not exactly sure where that came from. He leaves the server. He thinks it's just putting on the skelly leg. It is a little bit more advanced than that, so hopefully he figures it out. We will give him an extra practice too, but for now we'll spectate Arcie. Super consistent at that, so I bet he's feeling good. Yeah, I think Icey's gonna have to pull off really consistent M9s here to even have a shot of beating Arcie. But I mean, Arcie going for double M9 will be less consistent, so maybe that's something Icey Man will bank on. Icey Man kind of playing it like Jordan, just doing safe strategies to get to that second M9 every single time. But you know, a player of Arcie's caliber might not matter as he can get to that same spot every single time as well. Alright. Now we will be watching Icey Man's practice too. Was unable to play as he was switching his avatar. I'm a little concerned how he got the information on the Icey avatar, but I don't see any foul play. Oh, never mind. Oh, but he's still not opting for the... He's still not opting for the first M9. He's still in a thick avatar, and he's still using superhero jump, so he's still making weird decisions. Sorry. We're just having a little bit of a laggy experience, and it's kind of making me kill. But... hopefully he gets his practice in. Yeah, I don't know if he should go for that second M9 if it's going to be something that he's learning now. I wouldn't go for that, personally. I would stick with your strats. Hope Arcie makes mistakes. Hope you can stay consistent. Get those 8.0s every time. He's complaining about ice physics, but his biggest downfall is his avatar. I mean, although he did switch to Icey avatar, everything else on his avatar just seems to be minimized for performance. Yeah, we see that there. Alright, round one. I mean, tight laser tag, so I think this will be a crucial map to take. Round one. Ooh. Arcie hits it but misses that jump. Oh, Icey makes the second M9 but doesn't make it up. Arcie hits them both. Icey is having struggles. He hits the second M9 but he's unable to get up from it. He's not letting go of W hard enough. He gets a 19-0. That will not be enough against Arcie's 8.1. Northern's one of my favorite tournament maps just because it gets so chaotic just for a couple seconds. So much can happen. And Arcie, obviously, 8.1 isn't the best for him, but that kind of time is probably Icey Man's ceiling. Oh, we're going to be... Oh, I think Arcie missed. Oh. Arcie 11.0. Icey 12.3. Yeah. Not much to say there. Wasn't quite aware of what was going on. Heading into round 3 here. Icey Man for advice in chat. That is not going to be given. Oh, Arcie. Ooh, that might put it away for Arcie. Oh, Icey Man cannot get up. He's going too fast. Yeah, he's going to have to pull off a miracle if he wants a chance here. Round 4. Obviously, not technically over, but Icey Man's going to need some really, really solid runs starting now. Like 7 or 6 second times, which I don't think his strats are going to get him. Yeah. Arcie's there. 7.0 puts it away. Icey gets his best time with a 9.0, but it's just not enough. It's too late. Arcie already locks in a 7.433 average. You know, a loss on map 2 for Icey, one that he definitely could have taken. He might not be feeling mentally the strongest, which is something that I think will be a big factor for Icey in this match. He gets his best time on the last. 11.9 for Arcie, 7.7 for Icey Man. He does get a sub 10 average, but again, it's too late. We are now heading on to map 3, probably the least, I'm not sure what word to describe this as, but the least high level of play map we'll be seeing in this match. Ancient Tomb really could go either way. Again, I favor Arcie. But sorry. Yeah, I favor Arcie, but on a map as volatile as Tomb, anything can happen here, and I might honestly get disconnected. Just have to make sure that my Wi-Fi's still doing fine here, guys. Yeah, I'm frozen here. Unable to spectate, unable to watch. The map is just now loading in. Okay. Arcie is walking on nothing. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna put on Tomb. Why are they AFK? Is this not? Yeah, I can't. Can't quite spectate. Okay. So we can definitely see we are kind of on low FPS here. 40 FPS gameplay, if you know what I mean. Just smooth it out now, but obviously we're more than a minute into the race, so that's definitely not ideal. Arcie just taking his time. I don't know what Icey Man is doing, as he said he doesn't know the route. I don't know if this is going to be complete like forfeit for him if he's just going to be joking around in runs, just kind of giving up or what. Yeah, we were about 35 seconds behind there. So these guys should already be finishing their runs by the time I'm even able to spectate. Yeah. Obviously, I want to bring the best spectating experience, but now was kind of the worst possible time I could have done this match. My internet was running into some issues beforehand. So, don't quite see any improvement right now. I'm stuck at about 2000 ping. My receive is frozen. All these stats seem to be frozen. Okay. Mamasai, one of our spectators, joins to get a clear view for himself as he knows my spectating's not quite doing the job here. Definitely an unfortunate situation. I don't know. I honestly would rather call to somehow. Yeah, I was 50 seconds behind there. Alright, I guess we're going on to round one. We're gonna have to be kind of going off of vibes here. You know, hoping that Arcie does well. Hoping that Icey does well. Good luck to them both. I can't quite watch it. Oh, wow, we actually got into the map relatively early, but Iceman is already in the lobby. I don't know what's going on in chat, what the lock is. What? Oh. Oh, 54. Oh, okay. I thought we were watching like the beginning of a run. Okay. Well. Sure. Good luck to them both on round two. Wait. Oh, I can watch this one. Hey. No way. I don't know what happened. Alright, round two. Icey actually keeping up in terms of star. He just, yeah, he's so inexperienced on this map. Arcie's gonna take it super slow, but that's honestly fine for him. You know, most important thing on Tomb in this match is literally just finishing any run out. Any solid round is going to be huge here, so even 34 by Arcie. Yeah. Arcie saying in Discord that he does have to finish the map in order to win. I mean, if he just goofs off, I mean, maybe it'll make for a nice spectacle, but you're not going to improve as a player. You're not going to improve as a competitor. You're just going to look odd. We head into round 3 here. I can actually spectate this one. Glad that not all of Toon was affected by that huge lag spike that I was having. Obviously, we did miss out on practice in round 1, so we were kind of thrown into the mix here. But this is kind of what I was expecting to see. Arcie just finishing out solid runs while Iceman is goofing off, struggling to even finish anything solid. Ooh! Oh, I thought Arcie was back at the start. No, he finishes at 33-9. Which will be his best run so far. Not something I see Iceman beating in this current state. Oh, and he takes the DNF for the DNF average. You know, that's one of the biggest issues we saw in edition 1 of this match. Iceman just constantly just took DNF averages. Seemed like he didn't really care about even finishing any map he didn't want to, so that's obviously disappointing to see DNF averages come from Icey, as I did want him to do a little better consistency-wise. And it's already gonna have to come down to touches to see if he's even still in this match on map 3. You know, laser tag, if he lost that, he lost Northern, he's losing Ancient Tomb. So, I mean, if he ended up... Oh, wow, they both die in the same poison part. But as I was saying, you know... Oh, Arcie at 6 lives there. But, I mean... Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to hope that he had really good touches on laser tag, or else he could be down 3-0 to Arcie in the first 3 maps, which is obviously very unfortunate. Maybe an outcome that Iceman was expecting, but, you know, many people actually believe that he had a strong chance against Arcie. I did predict a 5-0 for this exact reason. I don't think that his mental game is all there. I don't think his consistency is there. This is not prime Iceman, and I think we all knew that coming into the match. I think Arcie's floor is much, much, much higher than Iceman's floor. I mean, we are witnessing, honestly, both of their floors right now. To be completely honest, on Ancient Tomb, both of them. I mean, Arcie getting 34 averages, and Iceman just goofing off, trying to find the end zone. And so, yeah, I think, as you can see, when both their floors are being demonstrated, Arcie just completely wins that. Icey does make it a mission to try to finish this out. Doesn't want to finish with 5 DNFs. Gets a 70.3. As we head on to map 4 Dunes, where if Icey didn't have a chance earlier, he probably doesn't have a chance on Dunes, as this is one of Arcie's strongest movement maps. He has 32.467 EGT, which is second in the world. That's ahead of people like Noah. That's ahead of people like Skelly, Mal, Chris, Shane. I mean, this is ahead of some of the best speed racers in the world. Icey, on the other hand, definitely solid on the map, but compared to Arcie, just not nearly at the same tier of Dunes play. And there's not like a skip or anything that could bail him out either. So he's just kind of left on his own. Yeah. Arcie being one of the best Dunes player in the world, he's going to be going for walk-offs and stuff like that, which not a high risk strategy at all, but I mean, you will run into slope seals from time to time. You will run into just misses, and I think that could lead to slight inconsistency on Arcie's end. I don't think it'll be anything worse than what we've seen from Icy Man in this entire match, but that factor is definitely there, and maybe Icy Man can capitalize off that with, I mean, safer runs. Yeah, right there we saw a big slope seal from Arcie. He stayed alive through it, but it wasn't pretty. Wait, this is practice 1? Should be. Sorry. But, you know, solid ending there from Arcie. I just think if Arcie finishes runs, I think this is kind of the tale throughout the whole match. If Arcie can just finish solid runs out, it's very, very unlikely that he loses to Arcie. And Arcie seems to be one of those guys who will take the full 2 minutes of practice, similar to Mal, but clearly it is panning out for him as he's looking to put the match away for sure on Dunes. Yeah, practice 2 here. Obviously, Arcie starting with such a huge start disadvantage. I wonder how often he'll be catching up and or surpassing Icey in just the first couple of seconds. Oh. Yeah, Arcie definitely on pace for at least somewhat of a solid run. Probably 32-6 at least. Icey, I think that is his PB, so he's going to have to be pulling out great performances for his standards to even catch up to Arcie's floor on this map. I think Icy Man's probably in a state of not disappointment, but just kind of, he's just kind of playing it reckless. I don't think he cares super much anymore, as I think he knows that he's more than likely already lost, and if not, in a huge disadvantage and likely to lose this map. So he's probably a bit discouraged from that, but hopefully he can play through it, stay solid throughout Dune, stay solid throughout Cosmic Cliffside. But we will see here on round 1. You know, maybe Arcie can run into some walk-off inconsistencies. Iceman gets through the slope. Both of them making through the start. Arcie obviously gaining time on Icey, but you know, just staying consistent is Icey's biggest downfall. His biggest, you know, his weakness is staying consistent. So to see him finish out a 32-7 there is very, very good to see, especially from a mental standpoint. You could very, very easily be discouraged and just kind of throw the next 2 maps. But see him, you know, stay in the match, get solid runs. I mean, that is nice to see. Round 2 here, maybe he can replicate it. You know, a really solid Dunes performance. It maybe could, you know, beat Arcie, 2nd in the world. Definitely not an easy task. Ooh, maybe he slope sealed a bit there. You know, being assigned this task, he's keeping up with it somewhat. I mean, he's not letting Arcie surpass him, which is what I was mentioning earlier. Arcie does improve his IGT by 0.1, but Icey stays consistent with another 32.7. These are probably 0.6 touches, which, you know, Arcie, definitely not a struggle for him to get 0.6 touches, but, I mean, if these aren't the most amazing runs, they probably are 0.6s, not 0.5s. I think Arcie's at that level of play where the standard for him is a 0.5 touch. I think that's the regular for him, so a 0.6 would have to be sort of an off run, but I don't... Oh, Iceman stumbles. I don't think these have been the best runs for Arcie standards, but he might be improving it here. This does look like his best of the three so far. Didn't see a major slope seal in the first straight, so he should be good here for a 32.8. Iceman takes the DNF early after his slope sink. I don't know what I'm seeing. What is this? Is this Mal? Mal, is that you? Alright. Round 4. Uh-oh. Oh, this lag might be coming back. Seems to be all good. Just like these guys' play. Arcie catching up to Icey pretty heavily here, though. Not like the first two Cinderella runs from Icey, where he managed to stay very, very far ahead of Arcie. Oh, but the IGT tells a different story. 32.7, 32.8. Same times as earlier. You know, Icey's kind of in the same position as as Laser Tag, where he has a solid average. Maybe he can go out, get a 0.6 like he did get a 22.9 on Laser. Map 5, round 5 here. Oh. Oh, Icey gets a sink again. Luckily, he did finish out a solid average, but that's unfortunate for him. He won't have any other attempts to go all out on a run. Arcie seems to be staying solid here. Ideally, this is 0.7 IGT. 0.8. Neither of them get to the improvement in terms of IGT, but they stay consistent, give themselves more chances for touches. So we head on to the final map of the match, Cosmic Cliffside. These guys will be playing Cosmic Skipless. Won't be doing the M9 strategy. No. Okay. This looks like to be another one of those maps where I will not be able to spectate. Gonna have to go off vibes here for practice. Yeah, I mean, skipless is not something we see super often by high-level players on Cosmic. The M9 is kind of very easy, and I think, you know, most top players are just used to the M9 enough to where they know that it's probably best to go for it. But Arcie and Icey chose to do skipless. But they are doing slightly different strats. Icey's taking it more safe while Arcie is going for the full seam across, which definitely risky. Definitely not a 1 out of 1 strategy, but if he does hit that, it'll be a huge time save. And we're talking 0.2 about here. So it might be worth it, but he doesn't seem to be hitting it the most consistently. Maybe he can improve that in P2. Maybe he spends P2 trying to work on just the original Skipple strategy. I would honestly start with a couple of the original Skipple strategies, and to be completely honest, I don't quite see the point of agreeing to Skipples if you're going to go for strategies like that anyway, as it's about the same consistency as an M9, so you may as well just go for an M9, eliminate any risks of you know, just not to... Oh. Right. Well, you know what this commentary is going to be like with this unfortunate lag issue. Luckily we did. I slightly get to see their last second of play, but I would really, really like to see their mid sections just to know what strats they're taking. Wow, Arcie cannot quite get that strat down. I mean, if I were him, I would probably I would maybe shift lock, you know, right after this first steam, as he seems to be kind of steaming too many times there. He's shooting overboard, or he's clipping through it. I don't think that would happen in shift lock. He just needs to be more stable after the steam. As you can see, he's kind of flying all over the place. Just FTM, bro. Finish the map. Well, we're going to be heading into round 1 here. Again, running into lag issues. I really do hope that we get to watch. If not, we will still be able to see their times, and they will tell a story. Come on. My ping was at like 70, bro. Oh, we will get to watch the midsection. They both safety it. Go for the ult. I think Arcie has to slow down a little bit. Icey Man might take this first round. He does. 15-4 to 15-8. A big lead there for Icey Man. Obviously didn't pan out the best for Arcie, but I do think going for the safer Skipple strategy was the highest IQ play. Alright. Oh, round 2. Again, we get to watch. Icey Man with a death. Arcie finishes that one out with a 15-5. It brings him right back into the conversation. All of Icey Man's lead, all of his advantage has been quickly diminished by Arcie. Round 3 here. Hopefully, Icey Man can stay consistent. Maybe Arcie will throw a couple attempts at the harder strategy and end up wasting those, giving Icey Man a chance to come back, but not sure if we're going to be able to watch this one. We won't. I don't see Icey Man, though. I don't see Icey. Takes another DNF. Probably one of the highest DNF rate from any STC competitor. I mean, very, very high. Heading on to map round 4. I mean, Icey already with 2 DNFs. It's not looking amazing for him if he wants to finish runs. At what point do you safety? Arcie might go all out in these next 2. I don't think he did. Icey's going to finish this one out, though. Keeps him in it. Ever so slightly, but Arcie gets a 15-4 IGT. Which, honestly, in combination with his 15-5s, might put it away. I think Icey Man is going to need, like, 15-2 or that caliber of run, which, possible. I don't think we're going to see it, but you never know what he can pull off here in round 5. Oh, Icey Man's already making weird mistakes. Arcie throws an attempt at the new strat. Doesn't quite pan out. Too many bonks. Icey Man 15-6 is not going to cut it. And that will be the match. Huge congrats to both. Obviously, touches are going to be a factor, but I do think Arcie more than likely took this match pretty handily with a draw on Cosmic Cliffside at the end. So I do think IGT-wise, this was technically a draw. This was technically would go to overtime. However, with the touches, I'm sure that will tell another story. But I will see you guys in another round. Peace.